Yo, what's going on? All my homies, homettes, dudes, and dudettes. It's your boy Will, once again, back again, and I'm talking about these fragrances that I wore all week last week. This is my weekly rotation, and without further ado, let's get it started. So, starting on Monday. Monday, it was pretty warm on Monday. It was actually a sunny day. I think it was like maybe around 60 degrees or something like that. So I broke out one of the favorite blue fragrances, which is this one right here, Dylan Blue. Anybody that's been around for a minute, you know, Dylan Blue is one of those easygoing, easy grab blue fragrances, and it lasts a long time. It's pretty close. Well, not the smell, but it's when you think about blue fragrance, you think about Bleu de Chanel or Sauvage or maybe even Y. But Dylan Blue is probably, to me, is probably one of my favorite ones of the blue fragrance lines because mainly because the performance of it. So yeah, that's what I wore on Monday. On Tuesday, it was a little bit more little bit it was a little bit different. The weather was kind of sunny, but it was overcast, and then it was kind of cool, but the sun was beaming through. It was cloudy and sunny. It was all over the place, but it was warm. It was warm and cool at the same time, if that makes any sense. So I wore this, which is this, which is Afnan's Supremacy Incense. This is supposedly a clone of Interlude Man by Amouage. And I've smelled Interlude Man by Amouage. I don't have a bottle of it, but from what I remember, what I smell, it smells pretty close. I won't say it's a 1-to-1, but it's pretty close. And it starts off. It has a little spiciness at the top. It's a little bit harsh in the beginning, but then it dies down, or dries down to a blue fragrance with a little punch to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I wore on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday was a little bit cooler on Wednesday. So, and this fragrance really is kind of geared towards females, but I wore it anyway. But it's Zara's. The name is kind of faded off because this bottle is not the greatest bottle, but this is by Zara and it's called A Sweet Pastry in Paris. And it's, oh my goodness, it is so gourmandish. Oh my goodness, it has a top note of I think it only has three notes. I think it's uh, either lemon or bergamot, vanilla, and what's the other? It's something else. I can't remember, but it smells almost like no, not almost. It smells just like a pastry. Like it smells really photo realistic to make you actually think about food. But yeah, and I think it's closely resemblance to a Dolce Gabbana fragrance for females. Dolce Gabbana Devotion is closely resemblance to that. So that's what I wore on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday I had some things to do. I was moving around, so I was kind of had my little bit of swag on. So, and this fragrance fit the bill perfectly. This is uh this is Soul Cafe, and the name of the company that makes it is called Savoir Faire. This is a you can say niche, but he does. It's a guy that's, I think he's in Atlanta. He um, he makes colognes. He has a couple of colognes, and I have a few of these. He has colognes. He makes clothes. He makes. I think he has does hats and glasses and things like that. So it's not really. I guess it's not really a niche. It's more of a indie house. I would say it's an indie house. But yeah, that's what I wore. And this one is a grown up type of vibe. And it's really hard to describe, but this is one of those fragrances that, oh my goodness, it's so good. It's hard to describe, but it has notes of bergamot. It's a warm fragrance, but it has notes of bergamot. I think it has cardamom in it. I can't remember all the notes, but it gives you a vibe of a of sitting in the back of a club, um, and you see a guy sitting in the back of the club, and he doesn't look like he's aggressive, but looks like somebody you don't want to mess with. He looks like a player, but at the same time, he looks like somebody you want to settle down with. It is a complex fragrance, and it gives you that vibe. Uh, this is definitely one of my top 10, maybe even top 5 fragrances of my collection. Savoir Faire Soul Cafe. If you get a chance, they sell samples. They sell the bottles. I think the 50 milliliter bottle is maybe about a 135. I think the samples like this maybe about $25, and it's a 10 milliliter sample, I think. So that was Wednesday. And then on Thursday, it was a little bit cooler on Thursday. A little bit cooler, and I can't remember what was I doing. I think I was moving around a little bit on Thursday too. But I went out and I grabbed this, which is Assad by Lattafa. Did that come up? Assad by Lattafa. And if you don't know, this is a clone or impression of Christian Dior's Sauvage Elixir. I was drawing a blank for a minute, but yeah, it's a clone of Sauvage Elixir, and it's a good clone. Smells good. I don't know if it's really good for like really hot days, but one of those mid days where it's in between 50s and 70s, this works good. As long as it's not a heavy sunny day. When it's a little bit overcast, this works really, really good. And I got a few compliments from this. Actually, a lady in the grocery store was following me, and I thought she was following me, but I wasn't sure. But maybe she wasn't. But once we got close to, in the same area, she was like, "Somebody smells really good," and she gave me one of those looks like not that she was trying to flirt or anything. It was more of like, yeah, you doing your thing. You smell good. But anyway, so on that was Thursday. On Friday, I it was actually kind of warm on Friday. I think it got up to like 68 degrees. So I grabbed this, which I don't know. I doubt that's going to come through. But anyway, this is Ajmal's Evoke Go. And this one is a impression or a clone of Prada's L'Homme, which is a really, really nice, relaxing office fragrance. It has orris root in it, but honestly, it smells more like iris than orris, which they two kind of work together, but it doesn't smell like the root. It smells like more of like the freshness, the flower, almost like it's the iris that's similar to what's that fragrance? Da, 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 da. Um, oh man, I'm drawing a blank. But it's DHI. That's what I'm thinking about. It's that type of iris that that I get from this, not the root type of vibe. So anyway, so that's what I wore on Saturday, and then on Sunday it was overcast, but it was warm. You know what I mean? It was. I think it got up to like maybe about 65 67 degrees, but it was overcast the whole day. And this is what I grabbed for that, which is Intense Pepper and Intense Pepper by Montal. And this is probably one of the biggest changing fragrances that I have in my collection. The way it starts off is not the way it ends, and it's not the way it is in the beginning. It starts off, Intense Pepper, and it starts off with that real burst of pepper, and it's black pepper and pink pepper. But it has a little bit of a lemony feel to it, so it kind of tones down the pepper, so it's not so scratchy on your nose. So it smells good, but then within maybe about 20 minutes, the lemon comes out more and the pepper fades back. So it's almost like it starts off like a pepperly lemon fragrance, and then it in the mid it goes to a lemony pepper fragrance, which is really cool. And then the dry down is almost like a smoky type of smooth. I won't say smoky. It's more like a leather suede type of vibe to it. Really, really nice fragrance, and it was perfect for that day because the weather was so overcast, and you want something that's kind of going to brighten your day, but at the same time flows with the weather. This worked perfectly. So yeah, that was Saturday. That's what I wore. And that was my week of fragrances for last week. It was a good week. It was up and down a little bit. We had maybe 1 or 2 cool days, but most of the week it was pretty warm. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with your boy. I appreciate it. Come back next time for the Will Report, and I will catch you then. Deuces.